Hey everyone, welcome back to J plus K Retro Gaming Channel. This week's episode, I'll be playing the iconic game NBA Jam. It's actually going to be NBA Jam Tournament Edition for the Super Nintendo. So I remember when this game came out in the arcades, it was super popular, it was always so crowded, there's hordes and hordes of people all around the machine, lineups and lineups. I could never really even get to play unless I went early or late or found a machine at maybe a local grocery store or a convenience store where I could play the game. But everything changed in the mid-90s when Acclaim came out with NBA Jam on the Super Nintendo. So I remember playing this game at home for hours and hours on end, but also we would gather at friends' houses where all of us would come and play competitions. So we would play NBA Jam tournament style where we'd try to knock each other out. We would spend weekends playing this awesome, iconic game. So originally I was going to do a comparison video between NBA Jam and NBA Jam Tournament Edition, but when I was playing both games, there wasn't much difference. There was only subtle differences. The gameplay was pretty much identical, but in the Tournament Edition, the main difference was each team had 3 players that you could choose from. So you could pick out of the 2 players, and each quarter you could actually flip-flop. So if you didn't like your team, or you thought you needed more 3-point shooting or a defensive threat, you could actually change the players and also change the player you could play with. So I'm a little disappointed because I thought I could turn on big head mode in this game. If you talk to some people, when you think NBA Jam, you think about the big heads running around with the big heads. Pretty hilarious. But I guess you can only turn on that code on the arcade version. I tried researching, I tried doing many codes on the SNES, but I couldn't turn it on. So let me know in the comments if I'm wrong and you can turn it on. Also let me know in the comments what the code is and how to do it, because I'd love to play this game again on big head mode. For those of you who collect cards, Panini the last few years has been doing these inserts where they have big heads on the players, so football and basketball. And as soon as I saw these insert cards, I fell in love with them. It brought me back to the NBA Jam days. But before I go into the gameplay, I'm going to do my shout out of the week, and it goes to another retro gaming channel at the Games Bay TGB. So go check out this channel. He does awesome retro games. He focuses mostly on arcade editions. So that's something that I don't do on this channel. I do my consoles, the original console versions. He does mostly arcade, but he also mixes in the console versions as well. He does short videos, long videos, streams, everything. Go check him out at the Games Bay TGB. So I guess there's nothing left to do, but wait a minute, something's missing. Time to jam.
Welcome to NBA Jam! Showtime! Tonight's matchup, Supersonics versus Hawks. Wild shot. Yes. Heating up. 'Whoa. He's on fire. Wild shot. Two points. Heating up. Whoa. He's on fire. Yes. Whoa. Yes. Heating up. Whoa. He's on fire. Wild shot. Ugly shot. Two points. Wild shot. At the buzzer, Hawks win the game.
So there you have it. That was NBA Jam Tournament Edition on the Super Nintendo. And yes, it does pass the 5-minute challenge. It's been a while since I've played this game. Actually, I don't even think maybe in passing I've played it as an adult. But I don't think I've really played it extensively since I was a kid. So it took me a while to get used to the controls and the gameplay again. And as you know on this channel, I do like to go into the games fresh to get the full effect of the 5-minute challenge. It does definitely pass the 5-minute challenge. I actually played 3 or 4 games trying to beat the computer. The computer is super hard. And unfortunately, as you saw in this gameplay video, I did end up losing. I was gonna play with the Chicago Bulls and Scottie Pippen with Tony Kukoc, but because it's NBA Jam and it's all about jamming, I had to go with a Rain Man, Sean Kemp. Still didn't win though.
Yes, thanks.
So let's get into the ratings. I'm going to give audio and music for NBA Jam a really high 9 out of 10. The title music and the music they use in between the loading screens is really catchy and nostalgic. Super 16-bit action. The sound effects, the ball bouncing, of course the jams, the crowd, that was fantastic as well. But the best part, of course, the commentator. All those catchy phrases brought me right back to my childhood. So the video and graphics, I'm gonna rate this game 8 out of 10. And only because the details were a little bit lacking, the uniforms, of course, you could only see the colors and the faces. You couldn't really make out faces, but that's okay. It's only the Super Nintendo 16-bit version. The players, if you had a short player or a tall player, that's the only way you would distinguish between the two. The crowd and the arena, the actual floor and basket, that was really top notch. They really did that well. So the visuals get an 8 out of 10. So now on to the gameplay. I'm gonna rate this game 8 out of 10 for gameplay. It was super fun, so no complaints there. However, sometimes it was hard to track the ball, so rebounding was tough, also tracking loose balls, but those are just minor details. The action itself, so the dunking, the shooting, running around, pushing people, stealing the ball, that was all super smooth, so no complaints there. 8 out of 10. So overall, I'm gonna give NBA Jam Tournament Edition on the SNES 8.5 Marios out of 10. So as usual, thank you all for watching. Thanks to all our subscribers for all your support, and I'll hopefully see you next week on the next 5-minute gameplay video.